Queen Mother Elizabeth was sneaking out of the palace at midnight to go to jazz clubs, when no one would have thought she'd become Queen Mother one day. The 19-year-old rebel princess was doing the Charleston dance, drinking forbidden cocktails and flirting with men her family deemed inappropriate. But the real scandal was her secret love and her father, King George I's fury. Because the man Queen Mother Elizabeth had fallen in love with was not at all suitable for royalty. And this forbidden love would nearly cost her the throne. The 1920s was a time when the world was changing. The war was over. Women were becoming liberated. Jazz music was sweeping everywhere. And young Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon was right in the middle of this change. 19-year-old Elizabeth was a complete troublemaker for her family. "Where is Elizabeth?" her mother, the Countess of Strathmore, would ask. "We don't know," the servants would say. "She's disappeared again." Elizabeth's disappearances had become a daily routine. Because she wasn't a traditional aristocrat girl, she was a modern girl of the 1920s. Short hair, short skirts, makeup, dancing, music. These were all Elizabeth's passions. "This girl will embarrass us," her father, the Earl of Strathmore, would say. "She's just young," her mother would say. "Being young doesn't justify causing scandals." But Elizabeth didn't care. She had found her freedom and didn't want to lose it. Elizabeth's greatest passion was dancing, especially the Charleston dance. This dance was very scandalous at that time. Too fast, too bold, too modern. "Girls who do the Charleston are inappropriate," society would say. When Elizabeth heard this, she started doing more Charleston. "I know what I'll do myself," she would say. The places where Elizabeth danced were also scandalous: jazz clubs, underground bars, secret parties. These places were forbidden for aristocrat girls. But Elizabeth felt at home there. "There's real music here," she would say. Real entertainment. Elizabeth would stay at these clubs until morning, dancing, drinking, laughing, having fun. "This life is so beautiful," she would tell her friends. But when her family found out about this situation, they were very angry. "Elizabeth, you're an aristocrat girl. What are you doing in a jazz club?" "I'm having fun." "This isn't fun, it's scandal." "It's fun for me." Elizabeth didn't care about her family's criticisms because everything was changing for women at that time. Women could vote, work, live freely. "I want to live freely too," Elizabeth would say. Elizabeth's favorite thing was hiding her identity and acting like a normal girl. "I'm not Lady Elizabeth, I'm just Lizzie," she would say in the clubs. No one knew she was an aristocrat. This gave Elizabeth great freedom. "Everyone here knows me as Lizzie. It's wonderful." Elizabeth loved this secret life of hers. But one day, everything changed. Because the man Elizabeth saw that night would turn her world upside down. That night, Elizabeth was at the jazz club as usual, dancing, listening to music, having fun. Just then, a very handsome man entered the club. Elizabeth's eye caught on that man. "Who is he?" she asked her friend. "Michael O'Brien, Irish musician." "Irish?" "Yes, a very talented pianist." Elizabeth continued looking at Michael. Michael was very handsome, dark-haired, tall, blue-eyed, and very talented. His piano playing mesmerized everyone. "I want to meet him," Elizabeth said. "Lizzie, he's not at our social level." "I don't care." Elizabeth walked toward Michael. "Hello, I'm Lizzie." "Hello, I'm Michael. You play piano beautifully." "Thank you. You dance beautifully too." This meeting would change Elizabeth's life. Michael was a very attractive man. Not only handsome, but also very intelligent, very talented, very charming. Elizabeth loved talking to him. "Music is my life," Michael would say. "Dancing is my life. Then we're both art lovers." Yes, it seems so. This conversation had greatly impressed Elizabeth. That night, Elizabeth spent a lot of time with Michael. They danced, talked, laughed. "This is a wonderful night," Elizabeth said. "For me too," Michael said. Elizabeth was very happy when she returned home. "Michael is a very special man," she thought. The next night, Elizabeth went to the club again. She really wanted to see Michael. Michael was there and was very happy when he saw Elizabeth. "Lizzie, you came." "Of course I came." This second meeting was even more special. Michael began telling Elizabeth about himself. "I come from Dublin. My family is poor." "That doesn't matter." "It matters. I'm not an aristocrat." "I don't care about that either." Elizabeth really didn't care. Michael's social status didn't matter to her at all. "You're a very special man. That's enough." Michael really liked Elizabeth's attitude. "You're a very different girl, Lizzie." "How different?" "Most girls get hung up on my social status." "You don't." "Because I judge people by their character." This was true for Elizabeth. She was really in love with Michael's character. As weeks passed, Elizabeth began spending more time with Michael. They met at the club every night, talking for hours. "Michael, you're very talented. You could be a great musician." "Do you think so?" "Absolutely. Your music enchants everyone." Michael was very happy with Elizabeth's support. "You're my inspiration, Lizzie." "I want to be your inspiration too." This relationship was developing very quickly. Elizabeth had fallen in love with Michael. With Elizabeth too. But both were hiding very big secrets. Elizabeth hadn't told her real identity. Neither had Michael. "Lizzie, what family do you come from?" "A normal family. You?" "I'm from a normal family too." Both were lying, but for different reasons. Elizabeth was hiding her aristocrat identity. Michael was hiding an even bigger secret. But what was truly shocking was Elizabeth's family discovering this secret love. One evening, when Elizabeth returned home from the club, her father was waiting for her. "Elizabeth, where have you been?" "I was out with friends." "What friends? Where?" Elizabeth panicked. Her father knew something. "With normal friends, at a normal place." "Is a jazz club a normal place?" Elizabeth was shocked. Her father knew. "Father, quiet? What are you doing there?" "I'm dancing, having fun." "Is dancing in a jazz club appropriate for an aristocrat girl?" "Father, times are changing." "Even if they change, you're an aristocrat. You have this responsibility." This conversation had been very harsh, but her father would deliver even worse news. "Elizabeth, you're seeing a man there." Elizabeth's heart stopped. Her father knew about Michael. "What man?" "Michael O'Brien, Irish musician." "Father, he's just a friend." "A friend? You're dancing with him, flirting." Elizabeth was caught. "Father, This relationship will end immediately." "Why?" "Because he's not at your level." "There's no such thing as levels." "There is. You're an aristocrat. He's an ordinary musician." Elizabeth had a big fight with her father. "I love him." "Love doesn't matter. You'll think of your duty." "Not duty. Happiness matters." "You'll sacrifice your happiness for family honor." These words had deeply hurt Elizabeth, but Elizabeth wouldn't give up. "I won't leave Michael." "You will." "I won't." Her father was very angry. "Then you'll leave this house." This threat had shocked Elizabeth, but Elizabeth was determined. She would choose Michael. When Elizabeth saw Michael that night, She was very sad. "Michael, my family found out about our relationship." Michael was shocked. "How did they find out?" "I don't know, but they're very angry." "Of course they're angry. I'm not at your level." "Michael, don't talk like that. You're more valuable than anyone." "Lizzie, let's be realistic. I'm a poor musician." "That doesn't matter. It matters to your family." Michael was right. It mattered very much to Elizabeth's family. "So what will we do?" Elizabeth asked. "I don't know. This is a very complex situation." Elizabeth and Michael had to make a difficult decision. This was exactly when everything changed. Because the biggest secret Michael hadn't told Elizabeth would come out and make this scandal even bigger. Elizabeth was determined to continue her relationship with Michael. Despite her family's threats, she continued seeing Michael. But they had to meet secretly. "This is very difficult," Elizabeth said one day. "I know, but we have no other choice." Elizabeth was constantly followed by her family. "Where are you going? Who are you meeting? When will you come back?" These questions were suffocating Elizabeth. "I'm like a prisoner," she told Michael. "Maybe I should talk to your family," Michael said. "No, they won't listen to you." "But it's worth trying." "Michael, they're very harsh people. They'll reject you." Michael was thoughtful. "Maybe I have to tell you the truth." "What truth?" Michael hesitated. "Lizzie, I haven't told you the complete truth." Elizabeth began to fear. "What do you mean?" "I'm not just a musician." "Then what are you?" Michael was about to make a very difficult confession. I'm a married man." Elizabeth's world collapsed. "What?" "I'm married, Lizzie, and I have a child." Elizabeth was shocked, unable to sit. "You're married, and you didn't tell me?" "I couldn't tell you, because I was afraid of losing you." "You've already lost me." Elizabeth was very angry and very hurt. "You lied to me. You deceived me." "Lizzie, please listen." "No, you're a married man. I won't be a man's mistress." "You're not a mistress. I love you." "If you love me, why didn't you tell me you were married?" Michael couldn't answer. Because this was an unforgivable lie. Elizabeth left Michael there and went away. "This relationship is over," she shouted. Michael ran after her. "Lizzie, please." But Elizabeth never turned back. That night when Elizabeth returned home, she was crying. When her mother saw her in this state, she was shocked. "Elizabeth, what happened?" Michael turned out to be married." Her mother was very surprised. "Married?" "Yes, and he didn't tell me." Her mother hugged Elizabeth. "I'm so sorry, my girl. I was so stupid. I trusted him so much." "You were in love. People in love make mistakes." This support had been very good for Elizabeth, but the worst thing was yet to come. Because when this scandal leaked to the media, Elizabeth's reputation would be completely damaged. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet, because this Michael scandal leaking to the media would make Elizabeth's life hell. 2 weeks later, the scandal appeared in the newspapers. "Aristocrat young lady's scandalous affair. Lady Elizabeth and married musician. Forbidden love in jazz club." When Elizabeth saw the headlines, she almost fainted. "How can this be?" she asked her mother. "I don't know. Someone told the media." "Who could have told them?" "We don't know, but now everyone knows." This media attention had been a disaster for Elizabeth, because in the 1920s, scandal was very dangerous for aristocrat girls. "My reputation is ruined," Elizabeth said. "No, my girl, this will pass." "It won't pass, Mother. Everyone is talking about me now." Elizabeth was right. Everyone was talking about her. What is Lady Elizabeth doing in a jazz club? Would anyone have a love affair with a married man? This is very scandalous. These gossips upset Elizabeth very much. I can't go out anymore, she said. Why? Everyone looks at me, talks about me. Elizabeth felt like she was under house arrest. Her father was very angry about this situation. Elizabeth, you've ruined the family's reputation. Father, I made a mistake. This isn't a mistake, it's a scandal. I know, I'm very sorry. Sorry isn't enough. Now we need to solve this problem. Her father began making solution plans. You'll stay away from London now. Why? Because everyone knows you here. Far away, this scandal will be forgotten. Elizabeth was sent to the family estate in Scotland. How long will I stay there? Until this scandal ends. When will it end? We don't know. Maybe months, maybe years. This exile was very hard for Elizabeth. Elizabeth was very lonely in Scotland. No friends, no social life, no entertainment. This is so boring, she would say to herself. What will I do here? Elizabeth began falling into depression. Maybe the family is right. Maybe I really am a scandalous girl. These thoughts upset Elizabeth even more. But one day she received a letter from Michael. Dear Lizzie, I'm very sorry. I lied to you and hurt you. This is unforgivable. But know that I really loved you. This love was never fake. Now you're suffering because of the scandal. This is my fault. I wish I had told the truth from the beginning. I will always love you. Michael. Elizabeth cried while reading this letter. Michael still loves me. But this was too late now. I can never trust him again. Elizabeth tore up the letter and threw it away. This chapter is closed. Wait a minute. Don't miss this detail. Because the plan Elizabeth's family developed to save her would be very dramatic and game-changing. After spending 6 months in Scotland, Elizabeth's father had made an important decision. We need to make a plan to save Elizabeth. What plan? Her mother asked. Elizabeth will get engaged to a suitable man. To whom? To the Duke of York. Her mother was surprised. To Prince Albert? Yes. This engagement will cover up the scandal. But does Elizabeth love him? Whether she loves him or not, this is necessary for the family. This plan was very calculated. They would connect Elizabeth to the royal family to save her from scandal. Prince Albert is a suitable match, her father said. He's also shy, he's also decent. They could be compatible with Elizabeth. Her mother was hesitant. But Elizabeth can't be forced to marry. Not by force. We'll persuade her. The family called Elizabeth back from Scotland. Elizabeth, we need to talk to you. Elizabeth didn't know what would happen. Elizabeth, we're going to introduce you to the Duke of York. Elizabeth was surprised. To Prince Albert. Yes, he's a very suitable match. But I don't love him. You should love him. He's your salvation. What do you mean by salvation? If he marries you, the scandal will be forgotten. Elizabeth understood the plan. You're forcing me into a political marriage. We're not forcing, we're suggesting. It's the same thing. Elizabeth rebelled at first. I want a love marriage. What happened to love marriage? It became a scandal. I don't love Albert. You will love him. He's a very good man. The family pressure was very great. Elizabeth, this is necessary for the family's future. What do I want as an individual? You're a member of the family. Individual desires are secondary. This pressure broke Elizabeth, but on the other hand, she agreed to meet Albert. Okay, I'll meet Albert, but I'm not making any promises. Meet first. We'll discuss the rest later. When Elizabeth met Albert, she found him very pleasant. Albert was a shy but sincere man. "Lady Elizabeth, I'm very pleased to meet you." "I'm pleased to meet you too, Your Royal Highness." Albert was very much a gentleman, very respectful, very kind. "He's very different from Michael," Elizabeth thought. "Albert is stable, dependable, trustworthy." These qualities appealed to Elizabeth. Maybe Albert could be a good choice. As weeks passed, Elizabeth began to appreciate Albert more. "He's a very decent man. He treats me very respectfully." Spending time with Albert gave Elizabeth peace. "I had wild passion with Michael. With Albert, calm love is developing." This calm love was healing for Elizabeth. "Albert doesn't judge me. He forgives my Michael scandal." Albert was really very understanding. "Elizabeth, the past doesn't matter. What's important is now." "Do you really think so?" "Absolutely. Everyone makes mistakes. What's important is learning." This approach had greatly impressed Elizabeth. Albert is a very mature man. Months later, Albert proposed to Elizabeth. "Elizabeth, will you marry me?" Elizabeth thought. This was a practical choice, but also a good choice. "Yes, Albert, I'll marry you." This engagement was announced with great celebration. "Lady Elizabeth and Duke of York engaged." The media loved this positive news. "Lady Elizabeth will be a very beautiful bride." The Duke of York is a lucky man. The scandal was completely forgotten. Elizabeth's reputation had recovered. What you've seen so far is nothing, because Elizabeth's transformation from wild girl to Queen Mother would be very dramatic and inspiring. After Elizabeth married Albert, she began living a very different life. "I'm no longer a scandalous girl," she said to herself. "I'm the Duchess of York." This title gave Elizabeth new responsibilities: official duties, charity work, public appearances. "This is a very different life," she told Albert. "Do you like it?" "Yes, I feel useful." Elizabeth began loving royal duty. "I'm contributing to society." The marriage with Albert was very successful. They were a compatible couple: respect, understanding, cooperation. "We're a good team," Elizabeth said. "Yes, we complement each other." When Elizabeth became pregnant, she was very happy. "I'm going to be a mother, and I'm going to be a father." This news was very exciting. When Elizabeth's first daughter, Elizabeth, future queen, was born, everything was perfect. "She's a very beautiful baby. And she looks very intelligent." Elizabeth became a very devoted mother. "I'm going to try to be a very good mother." As years passed, Elizabeth's public image completely changed. Duchess Elizabeth is very elegant. She's a very gracious lady. A perfect addition to the royal family. The scandal was completely forgotten. Elizabeth was now a respected royal figure. In 1936, when Edward VIII abdicated, Albert became king. Elizabeth also became queen consort. "I'm queen," she said to herself, "from scandalous girl to queen." This transformation was incredible. Elizabeth's past was now ancient history. "I'm a completely different person now." During World War II, Elizabeth showed very brave leadership. She stayed at the palace during the London Blitz. "I won't abandon my people." This courage earned Elizabeth great admiration. "Queen Elizabeth is our hero." Elizabeth showed excellent performance as a wartime leader. When Albert died, Elizabeth became Queen Mother. "I'm now the matriarch." Elizabeth was perfect for this role: wisdom, experience, grace. Queen Mother is a very beloved figure. Elizabeth lived to 101 years old. She was respected and loved throughout her life. She's an incredible woman. From scandal to success. Elizabeth's transformation was complete. You won't believe it, but the lessons Elizabeth learned from this scandalous youth made her the most beloved Queen Mother. Elizabeth never regretted her young years. Those experiences made me a strong woman. I had seen real life. This gave me empathy. Elizabeth's jazz club days had taught her people skills. I understand people from all walks of life. This made me a better queen. The Michael scandal had taught her judgment. I understand human nature. People make mistakes. The important thing is to learn and move on. Elizabeth applied this philosophy throughout her life. I believe in second chances. Elizabeth taught these lessons to her daughter Elizabeth. Always be dignified, but be human. You don't have to be perfect. Being authentic is enough. Past mistakes don't define you, present actions do. This wisdom greatly shaped future Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth's legacy wasn't just being Queen Mother. Her legacy was the power of transformation. A person can always change. You don't have to be a prisoner of the past. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. Elizabeth had proven this with her own life, from scandalous teenager to beloved Queen Mother. This journey was inspiring. Elizabeth's story teaches us, past mistakes don't prevent future success. The important thing is to learn, grow, and contribute. Elizabeth accomplished this perfectly. She transformed from controversial youth to distinguished royal figure, and earned love and respect throughout her life. Elizabeth's wild years became her most valuable asset because she had real experience, real struggles, real mistakes, real growth. This authenticity endeared her to people. Queen Mother is a real woman. She understands us. Elizabeth's greatest achievement was her transformation. As a human being, as a woman, as a leader, she showed complete evolution, from rebel to royalty, from scandal to success, from wild girl to wise Queen Mother. Elizabeth's story is the ultimate redemption story, and it shows us that it's never too late to change, never too late to become a better version of yourself. Elizabeth lived this from 19 to 101. Amazing life, amazing woman, amazing transformation.